In this lesson, we're going to build the dog age converter as we focus on comments in Python. Comments are one of the many important aspects of writing clean, maintainable code. They serve as documentation for your code, explaining what it does, why it does it, and how it works. Good comments make your code readable, not just for others, but also for yourself when you return to it weeks or months later. Python uses the hash symbol to create comments. Everything after the hash on that line is ignored by the Python interpreter, so you can write whatever you need to explain your code. Let's walk through the syntax of our dog age converter, paying particular attention to how comments enhance our code. So we dig in with defining the main function, and then we have these multi-line header comments. The script converts a dog's age to human years using a common formula. So I put in here about how it's no longer just 1 human years equal to 7 years. That 1 to 7 rule is what I grew up with knowing, but nowadays it has changed. So then we ask the user to enter their dog's name. This is a single-line comment that describes what the next line of code will do. It's placed above the code it describes, which is a common convention. That way you know what it goes with. Dog age equals input, and it has your prompt in there, in the quotes. This is your actual input statement, and notice how the comment above makes the code's purpose crystal clear. Then we have the comment of convert the input to a float in case there are partial years like 2.5, for example. This comment explains not just what the code does, but why we're doing it. That's important because generally, if you write the code well, people can tell what the code is doing. But the question remains of why, and that's important with commenting. In this case, it specifically mentions the example of 2.5 years, which helps the reader understand the practical reason for using float instead of int. So then we have where we're assigning the variable dog age to the float value of dog age. This is the conversion to float, and the comment above explains why this step is necessary. Now we have a block comment. There are a few different ways to do this in Python. This is one block comment with formatting. Notice we have it blocked off with those dashes for a type of border, and we're talking about the conversion logic here. So as I mentioned, it's no longer 1 to 7. Now they're saying the first 2 years are equal to 10.5 human years each, and every year after that is equal to 4 human years each. I am not a veterinarian. I am not an expert. That's just what they're saying is the latest and greatest information here in 2025. This is a formatted block comment as we just looked at, so it explains that algorithm that we're about to implement. Now we look at if dog age is less than or equal to 2, the conditional statement that checks if the dog is 2 years old or younger. And we have human age. We're assigning the value, the product of dog age times 10.5. Human age is the variable that's being assigned the value of dog age times 10.5. So it's just a simple calculation, and we show our inline comment there on the side. So it's not above it, it's not below it, it is beside it, to the right of it. That's your inline comment. Inline comments should be separated from the code by at least 2 spaces and should be concise. So you don't want to have a big, long, lengthy couple of sentences as an inline comment. In this case, this comment just reinforces that this is the simple case of our algorithm. Next, for our if follow-up, we have else. So if else. This is the alternative condition for dogs that are older than 2 years. Because remember, the first 2 years were 10.5 and then it changes after that. So here, we're doing the calculation and assigning that value to the variable of human age. It is equal to 21 plus dog age minus 2 times 4. The comment says first 2 years equal 21, then add the rest. It's another inline comment explaining the more complex calculation. Breaks down the math. 21 represents those first 2 years of 10.5. Then we add 4 years for each additional year. Now we display the result, a simple comment describing the output section. We print using the F string, your dog's age in human years is, and then we put that variable inside the curly braces using precision formatting. That .1f is output rounded to 1 decimal, the .1f format specifier, and the comment makes it clear. Now remember, this is just an estimate, not exact science. In 2020, researchers at UC San Diego proposed a logarithmic function based on DNA methylation data. These comments provide additional context and educational information. They remind users that this is an approximation and reference more recent scientific research. This type of comment adds that value beyond just explaining the code. You're understanding what's going on here and why this calculation is being used. Then you have the main execution block. The standard Python idiom for running the main function with script is executed directly. So we saw several types of comments in here. We saw header comments identifying the file and its purpose, block comments explaining complex algorithms or sections, inline comments clarifying specific lines of code. Our comments were explanatory, providing context and additional information, and formatted, using visual elements like dashes for separation or emphasis. The key is to write comments that explain the why and the how, not just the what. And in the real world, as long as you're keeping your code clean and writing descriptive names, the hope is that you won't even have to write the what, only the why mostly. Good comments make your code a joy to read and maintain and leave a good legacy for you.